Peace family, this your boy Raw Netta. This is my first video and I want to talk about geoengineering on this video and what it's doing to our environment, as well as us as part of nature. And as you can see, and you look at the sky, you can see that, you know, we have fake clouds. We have also clouds that have different formations, different shapes and sizes, and are made for different reasons. Take a look. And some days when you look at them, they're a lot it's a lot more condensed and a lot more going on. Sometimes you could basically look at them and, you know, it's hard to breathe in certain areas, and you know, they use them for a lot of reasons, and a lot of the reasons is to control the weather as well. One of them. Another thing is to basically depopulate our environment and change the whole genetics, the whole dynamics of our genetics and DNA in a whole. So with that said, I mean, you know, we have a lot of problems, a lot of issues going on right now, you know, not just in the world, but in our environment as well, with the animals and wildlife. You know, we see a lot of things playing out right now. You know, our dimensions is changing. You know, we just not too long ago had moved into the fourth dimension, and this is why a lot of people can see different stuff going on with the sky, and the media is not going to report it. There's a lot of things that's not going to be reported. Also, we've seen massive die-offs in animals and people all across the world. You know, our whole existence is actually changing rapidly, but you know, most people are putting a blind eye to it and not accepting what's going on around us, or some are really, they do understand, but you know, they're scared and, you know, they don't want to act on it. So, you know, we keep things bottled in, and we don't discuss this with anyone or try to find people that are like-minded like we are. So, you know, we go against all that, and that's part of the problem of why geoengineering is an issue and has been around for over 50 years, and we still have not done anything about it. Even the fact that they're selling air tells you that, you know, it's a, you know, controlled, economized system run by a crooked organization called America Corporation, which is just part of a whole global systematic setup to monopolize and control the American population, which is set up to experiment on, and they're experimenting on us to, as a, you know, to this day, you know, with the geoengineering, the spraying of the chemtrails, and the genetic foods, and you know, destroying our environment. You know, all our resources in the ocean have almost been depleted as far as the sand goes. They've been depleting the sand in the oceans. That's why a lot of the vegetation in the the fungi and all that in the oceans is basically growing rapidly, and a lot of the natural vegetation in the ocean is dying. Is all of the colors and different beautiful stuff that we used to have, in our environment has been, destroyed due to chemtrailing and the massive depopulation with Agenda 2025. So it has took away a lot of nature as well as animals and our environmental survival, has really depleted and been reversed on us, just like our knowledge has been reversed on us and changed, and basically we're being controlled by a globalist system of individuals that control 95% of the world's wealth, and they pass judgments and rules on the environment, and they move above the law, above any law. The laws that we have that was set up for us, they are not abide by these laws and these rules. And a lot of your indigenous people here, and your so-called ghettos have been systematically, either they're being wiped out on a large scale, due to massive amounts of abductions, and depleting of their genetics, through to all these different types of programs that's been set up to destroy and dominate a race of people that were here and land was stolen from them. So when you talk about geoengineering, you have to talk about a lot of other things that have a lot to do with this subject, and it extends from white capitalism to racism to robbing of the religion, the true religion of the whole world, and it extends back to all that to better understand and put in the right perspective of how we as a people have been systematically controlled and demoralized and pushed into the position of being controlled and being wiped out because of our genetics and where we come from and who we are. And this is what you're seeing played out now. That's why, the planet is really going through the earth, or whatever you believe, is being shifted. That's why we're going through a paradigm shift now. And when we had the blood moons, that was the rebirth of the Great Mother wound that was rebirthing a new paradigm, a new cycle into existence. And this paradigm is very, very much overdue to change because of so much damage has been done here, and the chosen people have been oppressed for so long that it's time for it to manifest itself. So, you know, this is what we are seeing, you know, right before our eyes, and it's very fastly been coming about, far as in the environment as well as in our minds. You know, we've been receiving frequencies from the earth, from other beings and other civilizations that surrounding us, that they keep us from, and they keep us in the dark. And I like to share all this with you on other videos when I get to getting into some deep conversation on a lot of these subjects. I'm just touching on some stuff now because this is my first video, and I wanted to make a video so that I can present myself to the community, the YouTube community, and let you know that a lot of things that people are not, you know, talking about or reflecting on with you and sharing, because there's a lot of information out here that people are not going to identify with or try to express, and it's a lot that they will. You know, I have a lot of information and a lot of spiritual guidance in these areas because of my meditations and tapping into myself and the ancestors and the creator, as well as the gods. You know, they're here, you know, and the gods are coming here more and more and more. And we have not seen a lot of videos talking about our ancestors and the gods coming back, and how everything is going to shift, and how we're moving into this new paradigm. And a lot of people are not going to make it through this. A lot of people are controlled now. A lot of people are being manipulated and also monopolized to think that, you know, because what they have and the things that they basically are given, they basically go against the population in a whole. You know, so it was not just these Europeans that basically put us into oppression, but it was a globalized setup. And this setup has been going on since, you know, we were all born. We were born into bondage. You know, that's why, you know, and then they talk about children, like, you know, children have a high IQ when they're born. You get dumbed down as you go to school and you learn different things that they project and want you to learn, okay? Because truthfully, when you go to school and you leave school, all that knowledge that you think you know, it only programs you to know certain things, and it puts you in a mental blockage so that you can't learn anything else. That's why it's systematically set up for you to fail. It's set up for you to be controlled. You live in controlled environments. You live in communities, neighborhoods. And if you research what a neighborhood, what a community is, what a ghetto is, it's all set up. It is all part of the monopoly game, okay? And this is why they use these things and they use these titles, and they systematically corrupt you, corrupt your DNA, and use it to their advantage. And it's been going on since the beginning of days. You know, ever since they started using man as trade, you know, and started what they call sharing goods with each other, bombing, you know, bonding people, giving people goods for different, you know, natural resources that is actually free anyway. So you think about it, when you go to work and you try to make a living for you and your family, who are you really pleasing? You're not pleasing, yourself. You're basically living a lie, and it's all set up. It's all set up for you to fail. It's all set up for you to systematically be oppressed. And we're not just the only ones oppressed here. Everyone's oppressed. There's no color barrier on this oppression. But the only thing with the carbon people is that the fact that they were the chosen people here, and they were basically wiped out. Most of the indigenous people, the elders that came before them, were systematically wiped out and genetically wiped out. And you have a lot of people that are posing to being indigenous and they're not indigenous. And so this has all been, part of the game since day one, and it's only been in effect for the last, since the 1400s. They started this program, and eugenics has been around, for decades, ever since they first colonized this part of the world, and called it America, so, and through the help of other carbon people that, originated over here, they were manipulated. A lot of them was killed off. A lot of them was shipped out to different parts of the world as a commodity. And we've been a commodity ever since. That's why your birth record and your Social Security card explains that. It tells you that. It tells you, that you're a commodity, that you're goods, that you're your own private entity, your own private corporation, and they make money off you. So, it's a lot bigger picture here with these, when we talk on chemtrails, we talk on this systematic genocide that's going on in the world, and it has no face, it has no color, it has nothing. It's only greed, and it's only, racism, and they use racism, to control this environment. They don't even look at that. They don't even care about racism, but they use it against us, and they use it to manipulate us against each other. And they do it with the media. The government is set up as a Nazi system. They funded the Nazis. The U.S. government funded Hitler. So, if you do the research on that, you'll see that, it's a lot more bigger things to this, and what's going on. Think about it. You got to work to survive. Why can't you just, make your own way? Why do you need to work for someone to survive? Have someone make money off of you and take the resources and waste them and use them for their own selfish greed. And a lot of these people that own these corporations and these companies and stuff don't even live here. They live overseas. They're not even part of this monopoly. Okay, they don't even spend their money here. They got massive amounts of wealth and they take them overseas. And that's something that these foreigners do too. The foreigners do it too. They come into your neighborhoods and they buy these stores and they sell their goods to you. And a lot of the goods ain't even good. The date, their dates is outdated and their food is outdated, and they sell you all this stuff and just to make money off of you and take it back to their homeland. They don't even put back into your community. So, basically it's a monopoly game. Everybody's doing it. Once they learn the cycle and the program, they implement it. And it's been going on since I've been around. It's been going on. And, a lot of people, black people, have not done anything to change their environment, and try to, better equip their people. And this is something that we need to take place. You know, we need the collectives. We need to find people that want to be part of a whole new movement, a whole new system. And because this system right here is not working for us, you know, and it's only going to get worse. And we don't have that much time. You know, time is of the essence here. So we have to start coming together and changing a lot of things about us and strengthening our neighborhoods and come amongst these neighborhoods, because these neighborhoods have us, you know, in bondage. These neighborhoods, we got our children fighting and dying for neighborhoods. How stupid is that? How dumb is that? That doesn't even make sense for our children and adults out here dying for land that's not even ours. That, you know, that is ours. I mean, when you think about it collectively, but you know, it's owned by oppressed people that are oppressing our people. You know, it's owned by people, it's owned by a corporation that is oppressing our people, that has our people behind enemy lines. And what I mean by enemy lines, I mean the corporation. That is the enemy line. The enemy line is America, okay? And we have been stripped of everything, you know, and they benefit from us. You know what I'm saying? We don't benefit from none of this. You know what I'm saying? The original people that are, you know, that this land belongs to are suffering and being oppressed. And these are the ones you see in your neighborhoods that are in ghettos, that are in urban communities. These are the ones that suffer, dying daily for nothing. And they have nothing to show for it. Okay? And people think that they're free. Anytime that you got to have a passport to leave this country, or anytime you got to have any documentation to live in an environment, you are not free. Okay? You are not free. So I just wanted to touch on a few things on this video. And, you know, so that I could be introduced. My name is Raw Netter. And you can find me on Facebook, Raw Netter. My email is tablesofconsciousness@gmail. You can drop me a line, and you know, if you have any questions and any information or videos on any different anomalies that you have seen, I mean, as far as in the skies, and you know, any topics that you would want me to talk about and want information on, stuff that, you know, people really want to know and want to figure out, and so that they have a better understanding and reflection on what is taking place here with the paradigm shift, the you know, the blood moons, the full eclipse that's coming. We also have the crossing that's coming, you know, sometime this week. It's supposed to happen before the 21st. And when you go back and you think about the crossing was basically when the Red Sea with Moses, and the four corners was a place in America today, which is Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. And these four corners, you know, this area is shaped like a cross. And I had got a vision about this a couple of weeks ago, and I had did a post on Facebook about this subject, and it just blew my mind. I was getting these visions about certain things, the Black Sea, you know, something happened in the Black Sea, the China Sea, and the last accident, the last actual event that took place was in July 30th, in the Western Pacific Ocean, somewhere around there, that you know, an incident happened that is really being played out now. You know, it's really being manifested right now, and it's going to really affect everyone. And it's affecting everyone. It's starting to affect everyone. It has affected the weather. And like I want to tell you is that we're magnetic beings, so electric magnetic beings. So we're grounded. The reason why we're grounded is because we have an inner sun, and we are grounded to that sun. The closer you are to that sun, the more, you know, you are your electrical magnetically connected. The further you away, the more you're not magnetically connected. And this is what you're seeing, what's playing out. That's why when this paradigm shift happened and things starting to change and shift in that direction, you're seeing a lot of things going on in the world because of that. A lot of people are going to go crazy. A lot of people are going to, you know, that are disconnected from themselves, is going to start to, you know, things are just going to start to happen where they're going to start to have, you know, these different chain reactions in the world with populations, and they know this. So this is why they're, you know, doing what they're doing, because they know something is going on, but yet they can't. They don't really know what's going. They don't know how to react to it, and they're trying to figure it out themselves, you know. And the reason why a lot of things are biblically being shown is because a lot of this stuff was presented to the black spiritualism a long time ago, which was robbed from that spirituality and put into Christianity and all these different religions. So they're not bad or anything like that. It's just the fact that they were they're all a representation of one spirituality that was stripped. And a lot of the reason why we don't have a lot of answers in these different religions today is because the fact that it's not the whole story. It's only a part of a story. It's only part of the real truth. You know, but if you want to know the truth, you know, you just go right outside and look, and you can see what's going on in this world right now is not, you know, is not what reality is, you know, and you're basically being subjected to a matrix system that, you know, the Mandela effect, and the media is playing on that a lot. You know, that is the manipulation that is being transmitted out into the world. They want you to think and see and speak in a certain format, in a certain way of reflection, reflecting out. Because when you think about all the things that happened in like Missouri with the deaths of black men and women, and how that reflected upon the world. And they thought that, you know, these different, they wanted to depopulate us by killing us off with the cops and, you know, the police and stuff like that, and these other organizations, you know, because just snatching up black people every year was not, you know, fast enough for them. So, you know, they started, you know, implementing these, you know, these kill zones. And what I mean by kill zones is that they were, you know, the police were part of the Ku Klux Klan in the first place. It was the first ever lynchman that was established, and it just went from them to the police system that they have today. And that's why, you know, they have a lot of black people as police, and they corrupt your mind, just like the military. When you get in there, they systematically manipulate you and brainwash you to thinking that you're doing a job to save your community when your community's never been saved, and drugs are still in your community. And just like churches, they're not there to help you. They're not there to solve anything. They're not trying to solve anything. You know, it's all a globalized money system. Just like the police is just to say that they're doing something when they're not. Okay. So, this is your boy Raw Netta. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with more. Thank you.